Welcome, and I'm Mahavir Upadhyay, and I'm going to talk today on a topic which is very important for us as parents, kids, family, and all the relationship we have with, in fact, our all dear ones. And let me start with a story, and you love this story. And the story goes like this: there is one Japanese monk, and that monk is very famous. He's very famous for his teaching, his sermons, and he has a huge following. And he's kind of a Zen master. Zen master is attained that kind of peace, tranquility, and a different level of equilibrium, I would say. And he's very famous. And people across the world used to come to his monastery in Japan, and he would meet them basis time. And he was very busy. And one of the other scholars who was in the western side of the world, he also was a scholar. He came to know about this Japanese monk, the famous monk, and he was called the Zen master. And he came to know about it, and he was very keen to meet this guy, this Japanese monk. So this scholar from the western side took time, and after a lot of deliberations, follow-ups, and requests, he finally got the appointment with the Japanese monk. And he landed in Japan, and he entered. He was at the gate of the monastery, and since this guy was persistently following up with the Japanese monk, and the Japanese monk also knew that this guy is also a scholar in the western side. So he himself came to the gate of the monastery to welcome, and the moment they greeted, had exchanged meetings, then what happened was the Japanese monk asked, "How are you? What are you doing?" And then the scholar, Western scholar, I would say, he started talking about his PhD thesis and what he did on that thesis, how did he research, and what are the various challenges he faced, and what are his learnings. And after some time, they were walking all the time, and he was talking about his childhood, his background, his studies, and his graduation, his PhD, his all various thesis, research paper published across the world. And the scholar was talking, and they entered the monastery. And as you're aware, in Japan, especially China, and a lot of Asian countries, uh, uh, drinking uh, drinking tea is a ceremony itself, is a ritual itself. And the Japanese monk asked the Westernly scholar to come and sit in his chamber. When he sat in this chamber, then he asked one of his disciples to get him tea, and the disciple went outside and was there outside. And in the meantime, this scholar was again talking about how his thesis has helped many people learn better about his topic, and how he has really impacted the world, and how he is so good at these things. He was talking and talking and talking. Absolutely, the scholar was talking, and after some time, the disciple came, and he gave put that teapot and the two cups on the table. And the disciple was about to pour, but then the monk told the disciple that I'll do it myself. And what happened was, after some time, the monk started pouring the tea in the cup of the scholar. And when the tea was being poured, he was looking at it, and it was filling up. It was filling up, and it was at the brim level, the top level of the cup. And the scholar was watching this, and after some time, uh, the monk was still pouring that thing in the cup. The monk was still pouring in the cup, and when it was going down that brim of that cup and into the saucer, and the saucer was also getting full. So the scholar felt that maybe the monk has not realized that it is full, so he's expecting that he will not stop pouring that tea in the cup, but he was still pouring it. He's pouring it, and after that, the tea started spilling from that cup to the saucer to the table in which they were sitting. And after some time, he was pouring, and at that point of time, the scholar was slightly getting agitated, angry, that how come this monk is not able to understand that this is uh, coming down and it is overflowing. And again, the monk was still pouring, and the tea was coming down, and it was flowing from the table towards the place where the scholar was sitting, and it was about to touch his dress, and spoil his dress. At that time, the 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 scholar asked, "Stop! Aren't you aware of that it is, overflowing, and you should have stopped this? Somehow he was slightly agitated, angry. At that time, the monk stopped, and the monk asked, what happened? The way you have come, right? Now, when I was pouring that, after that, whatever I was pouring, when the cup was full, whatever I was pouring, it was not going in the cup. It was overflowing in the saucer, and then on the table, on the floor, and the place you were sit. So that at that time, the scholar did not understand what this monk is talking about. He just had entered his chamber and was willing to have a chat. The monk told, "You have come here. You have come here to understand something about Zen philosophy, my teachings, my learnings, and all the time, your cup has been full. Your cup has been full with your knowledge, with your PhD thesis, your learnings, and when your cup is full, then whatever I am going to talk, it is going to overflow. Just the way this tea was overflowing, is going to overflow, and you may not actually absorb, understand what I am talking. So it's important that you empty your cup. You empty your cup when you are trying to learn something, not only from me, but from anywhere, anyone in the world. Because when you empty your cup, then whatever you are understanding, listening, will enter your mind, your brain, and you will try to understand it better. Now, the penny dropped. The penny dropped for the Westernly scholar. He realized what mistake he was doing. By the time he entered the monastery from the entrance gate, he was talking about his PhD thesis, his childhood, his research, his challenges, all about himself. And it's completely full about himself. And then he realized that when I have come here all the way here, it's important for me to understand that I need to empty my cup. And that's where the Westernly scholar acknowledged in silence that yes, I need to empty my cup to understand what you're going to teach me, what you're going to help me understand, and I'll learn better when I empty your cup. And that's the story is very popular and very deep in terms of its meaning, because many times in life our cup is full. By cup I mean our thoughts are full. The upper compartment, I would say, is full, and it is full with many things. And when you are, as a parent, talking to your child, as a parent you are talking to your kids, your cup may be full. Cup may be full, and cup may be full with bills to pay, your career things, your finance, your money, your job, your work, relationship, and other things. And in that, when your cup is full, you may not enjoy those moments with your child, the small moments with your child, whether it's playing with your child, or your child has brought a nice drawing or a painting, and your cup is full. Your cup is full. Either you are engrossed in something, in your mobile, on your screen, in your thoughts, on your what to do next in terms of a career, job, all those things. A lot of things would be there in your mind. Your cup is full, and you may not be able to actually enjoy those things. So 2021 has started, the new year has started, and I want to take this note with you, is that whatever happens, when you talk to your kids especially, and actually that applies to your spouse, your parents, and your all dear ones, but I'm more talking from a kid's perspective, because they are your kids. They are your kids, and they would definitely love to spend time with you, or they would like to talk to you, but when they want to do it, your cup should be empty. You should empty your cup. And when you empty your cup, then a lot of things will be, you will be able to see in a different perspective, and you will actually know that when the cup is empty, you are able to enjoy small things in your relationship with your child. And that's where I would say, this year I would like you to empty your cup whenever you are talking to your child. The child may have spoiled the room in terms of making a lot of crayons and colors and toys on the floor, but when the child is coming with something else to talk to you, let that not your cup be full with that fact, or that untidy room. Your cup should be empty, because the child may be sharing something very good. Child may be sharing something which is absolutely fantastic, and you may be proud of what maybe he or she is trying to get it across to you, right? So there will be a lot of moments where the kids would have done, and that particular baggage comes in your mind and your cup is full. So empty your cup. That's the message I want to tell you, that empty your cup when you're talking to your child, and you'll enjoy a different level of relationship. It's a skill, I would say, uh, difficult to imbibe, difficult to practice, but I also, it's not impossible. You can do it, because moment you realize when you're talking to a child, remove everything there which is then in your cup, in your mind, whether it is about work, career, finance, relationship, or anything which is there in your mind, right? So my message to you at the start of 2021 is that empty your cup when you're talking to your child, and enjoy those small moments of talking, that chat, that warmth in your life, right? Happy New Year, and I wish that if this particular message of empty your cup has made some sense to you, just click on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll find a lot of very interesting concepts on I would say child relationship, parenting, bonding, engagement, and I would love to hear from you in the comment section. And stay connected. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.